Hello.
Hello, welcome back.
Hello again.
All right.
Did you grow any microgreens before, in between?
No, actually, we also do. I don't know if you know, but we do popcorn, popcorn and flavor it with natural flavors.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah, it's
wow.
it's a secondary segment of the business that we're growing more and more. So
Oh,
we actually
wow.
were making popcorn today. Today, make
Oh,
popcorn. So
it's all it's all natural. It doesn't have all those dyes and colors and all this
exactly,
weird stuff.
it
Oh,
has actual like the butter popcorn is butter powdered is all it is. Butter
oh,
that's powdered and then seasoned on top, spread on top of it, mixed, and
you
that's it.
said it's just local, or do you like? Uh,
We're going to probably start looking to ship it. We're in that
okay.
process. But yeah, we've been doing local. We got four grocery stores it's in, and we're getting ready to launch in seven more grocery stores soon.
Oh, I would be very interested to try them.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean the cheddar's real cheddar cheese, like stuff like that. We
my
got
son loves it. My son just absolutely loves popcorn, but it's like, I have to make it my own, and I mean,
yeah,
I just don't have time to do it all the time. But he can't have any dyes, he can't have
yep,
any like artificial things
yep.
and things like that. So yeah, it's very hard to find something.
Yeah, and that's why we do it. For
That's
that,
awesome.
and we like to eat as much as natural and without stuff as we possibly can in this world. A bit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, whatever yeah, but he had a health history that
Mm,
he
yeah.
can. But
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah. I mean, I could, I mean, I may not be able to, I think I could sell it across it. I mean, I could probably ship you some. Yeah.
Okay, I will pay for shipping,
Yeah.
whatever, and I would gladly try it.
Okay. I'll let you know. Yeah, I'll get information
Okay.
together and I'll let you know.
Okay, perfect.
But why we're here today is to talk about you and your business and where, or potential business, where you're going. First question is, have you got comfortable with looking around the group and everything else, the micro for profit group?
Yes,
Know how to
they're very,
navigate it?
very helpful people. It's very
Okay.
nice. Yes.
Good.
It's just great, And I'm probably eventually gonna join the other
Yep.
step, because I'm just feeling the waters.
Yes, understandable.
Yeah.
Understandable. Well,
But it's great.
also while we're going in, I'm going to go ahead and as soon as I get this to work, I'm going to go ahead and release that classroom for you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Um,
That's for the
the
prices, right?
price and the budget sheet, yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
microgreen business Kickstarter one. So
Have you
you,
actually started in the beginning? Like, I know you're like all about, okay, track everything. So I do track, like, I mean, right now it's not going to be that many things to track, but it's like with the four trays, would you like right now, should I track like, how do I even do it? The electricity and then the water, or right now it's like, don't bother.
uh, with four trays, electricity and water is going to be very minute.
Yes.
Very minute. But you can still the electric you can put in there. That one's an easy one to figure out. Which I'll open up the sheet here and we'll just discuss that right now since you brought that up.
Okay, awesome.
The water is going to be minute. That it's probably not worth tracking because the only way you could do the water the correct way in tracking is what was your bill before you started growing, what's your bill now difference.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
there's no real way to tell
No.
otherwise. So,
Yeah.
but in this sheet, the electric wheel, you can see it right.
Mm-hmm.
So on the electric is easy to figure out because you can just put whatever your cost per kilowatt hour is, which you can get on your bill or on their website, whichever.
Okay. Yep.
And then whatever your light power is, if you're
Mm-hmm.
using a T8 like we are, that is 42 watts. But you can find that on the light, whatever it is. If it's a T8, a T5, it'd be 20 watts.
Okay.
So put that number in. And then we use one light per shelf. If you're using two lights per shelf, put that in there.
Okay.
How many trays per shelf? Usually it's four, but in case like I said when we started, it
Yeah,
only fits three trays.
I have
So
almost like those shoe trays.
yeah, there you
So
go.
it's the tray goes this way, and I have
Yep,
only like on one shelf, it's one tray and then one light on the top.
yep.
So,
So you would put
okay.
like one tray, versus
Yep.
to figure out what your electric cost is, and then how
Mm-hmm.
many hours you're putting the lights on, right?
Gotcha. Okay. And
Um,
do you put the 12 hours for your microgreens?
I do. We try to keep everything as natural, as close to nature as possible,
Okay.
and if you're given 16, 18 hours, that's not really what the plant's looking for, right? 12 hours
Yes.
is the sun in the summertime when it's growing really
Yes.
good. That's what they're mostly getting. So that's what we put.
Okay. Okay.
Um, and we didn't find any difference. We did do tests from 12 to 18 hours, and I found better growth at 12 to 14 hours
But
range.
they have this like a phase of rest.
Yeah, they have a true phase of rest, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Just like we like to rest, they like to rest.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with you.
And then down here, your soil costs, whatever you're getting, you put that in there. The size of the bag is not that important, but the cost of
Okay.
the bag and how many trays you're getting out per bag is the real number that you need.
Okay. Okay.
So
All
if you're
right.
only getting 6 trays, 6 out of it versus a big bale, you'd put that, so that's going to give your actual soil cost will give you that number then there.
Gotcha. Okay, that's awesome. Okay. I guess I can try that now. Okay.
And then them numbers revert over here into the yellows, right? So this is
Okay.
where you don't want to try and change anything because that's
Okay.
all these are formulas coming over from there. So
Okay. Okay.
so that's going to give you your soil cost. Pretty much your soil cost is going to be the same, right, for everything. But obviously we got to have it on each sheet
Mm-hmm.
there. So I'll explain the yellows. That's your soil costs there. This will break out your seed cost per tray is what this will do
Okay.
for you.
Mm-hmm.
This does your electric, which you can figure out.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really figure water in this because it's such a minute number.
Yeah.
That's just kind of an overhead cost, and
Yeah.
if you want to try and figure out what your cost is, you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to give you your cost per tray then, and then the cost per ounce.
Oh,
So,
okay. Okay.
so how much does it cost you to make an ounce of whatever?
Oh, okay. Okay. I
This is
see.
more close, like 16. This is an old sheet, but
Mm-hmm.
it's in view only right now. I don't know why. Oh, because I didn't make a copy because I copied it off of that. So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
so you'd put variety in here, whatever all your seeds that you're getting, right?
Okay.
You go ahead and put
Okay.
all them in there, whatever you're growing. Put in your seed purchase, how much you purchased it for, and then
Mm-hmm.
how many pounds you got it for.
Mm-hmm.
So them are important numbers. And then what your seed density is currently is at ounces. So if you do grams, you just have to do the conversion.
Okay.
Um, it's just easier math on a spreadsheet to have
To do
ounces
it
and
ounces?
pounds. We do grams when we plant,
Okay.
but on a spreadsheet to do the
Okay.
equations, it's much easier to do an equation with pounds and ounces together
Okay.
versus switching it to grams. I can do
Okay.
it, but it's a complicated formula.
Yeah, I know. I'm European, so I totally get it. Like
Yeah,
sometimes it's just one with another, it's pretty confusing
yeah,
and sticking with one. Okay. Okay.
yeah. And grams actually come out to like 28 point something
Yeah.
per ounce. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
but it's close.
Do
But
you so can I just ask you one
yeah, yeah,
question
yeah,
just
yeah,
came to
yeah,
my mind. So
yeah.
when I was and I was referring to whatever you were saying in regards to all the things that I was seeding. So I found it that the peas and then the sunflower were way like overcrowded. So when I did the dune pea, I didn't have the speckle one, so I don't know if it's a huge difference, but I had to like probably have another like half of a cup was too much still,
Mhm.
and it's still crowded. And with the sunflower, do you think it depends on the seed? Sometimes it's just because they just got so plumped maybe in the water when I was okay, so it just
It could,
varies.
yeah, it definitely can make a difference on the seed variety, the seed lot.
Okay. Okay.
Nothing in nature is exactly the same every time, right?
Yeah. Okay.
But the seed lot is the same. Usually, typically, it's going to be the same. It's like we've gone down sometimes. Like right now, we're going 9.5 ounces on our peas versus
Mm,
10 because they are just a little slightly bigger.
yeah. Okay.
Um,
So maybe that's what it was because I was doing it, and then even like the sunflower, it's just like one next to each other.
Sunflowers can range big time. So the
Yeah. Okay.
size of that sunflower seed is going to make a big difference on how many ounces you're putting in there.
Okay. Okay. So I just have to pay attention.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Sounds good.
And you fill it in one time and you see what it looks like. Well, that's too much. I need to go down, or I can go up
Yeah.
a little bit, or whatever. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
And then you will put. And anytime you need to interrupt me, don't feel you can interrupt me. Okay.
Okay. Thank
Uh,
you. I appreciate that because
yeah,
just things are coming into my head.
yeah, yeah. And you'll get a recording of this video as well. So.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
And then how many days you have it under lights. This number can vary because you could have 17-day crops, 24-day crops, or
Oh,
whatever. You may have
Yes.
a smaller one, but how many days you actually have it underneath lights to give you the actual
Mhm.
electric output.
Yeah.
I do recommend, although you're not paying out labor, you kind of want to start figuring up as early as you can how much time does it take you to plant a
Okay.
tray, harvest a tray, all that goes into just the tray and packing the stuff.
Okay, so all of it.
Yeah,
So from the beginning to the end. Okay.
yes.
Okay.
You want to kind of figure out what that cost is so you can actually know if you're profitable because you may be profitable at no labor, but when you start adding labor in that, are you still profitable? So we
Okay.
want to get that in the
Okay.
beginning, right?
Okay.
And then you just put your ounces of yields here. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
is what
Okay.
you're going to do here. So then that's going to give you your seed cost per tray will be down off that number.
Yes.
Your electric will come over automatically then, based off of how many
Mm-hmm.
days on light,
Okay.
and then that's going to give you your total tray cost.
Okay.
So like this P at this example
Mm-hmm.
is $1.99 to produce a whole tray a piece.
And this includes everything.
Yep.
The seeds, the dirt.
It doesn't. The only thing it doesn't include is packaging and label, which we'll get in here in just a second.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yep. This to produce the tray, seed,
Okay.
soil, electric, not
Okay.
water, but yes.
Okay. Okay.
And then it also gives you your ounces cost per ounce. So like this is 8 cents per ounce to produce a pea
Okay.
in this example.
Okay. Awesome.
Um, and then down here we also made this where you
Blends.
can add in mixes. So like you can do custom blends. And if you click on this one, which it won't show because this is in view only, but there's a drop down here,
Uh-huh.
and it's going to reference whatever you have put up here.
Oh, nice.
So you can
Okay.
actually get the cost of what that is based off the
Mhm.
percentage that you're putting in there.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then that's
Okay.
going to equate out. You make sure you have 100% here, right?
Mm-hmm.
It will turn green if it's not. It will turn red if it's not 100%. Like these are all
Okay.
zeros, so it's red. So that's a good indication. Hey, I messed up my formulas. How much I'm putting in
Yes,
there,
I messed
right?
up on math.
Yes.
My first grade math.
It
Awesome.
can happen. It can happen.
Okay.
Then your ounces that you're doing this product act like this was our big sampler box. So it was a 12 and a half ounce box that we were doing. And
Okay.
what the total cost of that box would be is 42 cents based off all the seed costs and all that too.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
counting packaging and label again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Gotcha.
so that's down there. If you want to do custom mixes, you can do that. You can play around with that. Restaurants really like having their own custom mix. Customers at farmers markets really love mixes. And it
Okay.
sets you apart, right? You could never have another
Mhm.
microgreen grower right next to you, but if you got mixes and they don't, that's something that differentiates you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go this weekend to farm. When you guys talking farmers markets, are you guys
Mhm.
talking farmers markets, those ones that they open just on Saturdays and they're just like outdoor, or
Yeah,
farmer markets that it's just like it's closed, but they have all the local produce?
it could be both. Like we have
Okay.
winter markets here that are indoors,
Yes.
and then
Okay.
during the summer, the spring, fall, summer,
Mhm.
it's outdoors then.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yes,
All right.
either way,
Okay. I will look to both of them. Okay.
good.
I do have a lot of competitors in my area, so
Mm.
I gotta be
Competition is not a
smart.
bad thing.
Oh, really? Okay,
No,
good.
because if there's that many people growing there, there's probably means there's a market for it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, there's a McDonald's and a Hardee's on each corner, right? They sell the same thing, but
Yeah.
so there's plenty
Yeah.
of. I always, if there's 5 people in a town of 100,000 people,
Mm-hmm.
you still can't feed everybody that wants microgreens.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And actually so I'm like, the one big competitor is, and they've been, they for a couple of years and they deliver, mostly it's just like, um, like family to family,
Oh, yeah,
delivering.
yeah.
And, they're like 45 minutes from me. So, but they're on the other side of the city.
Yeah.
But like on this side, this is more like 2 hours out. So,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like in the middle that there is nothing.
Yeah.
So,
You can fill the gap.
yeah.
Perfect. And then we get into where you're going to do your retail packaging. So, like, this is like the end
Okay.
user packaging, right? So, home deliveries, farmers markets, stuff like that for you.
Chefs too? Would you
No,
include
we're going to get
chefs?
into that in a minute. That's restaurants only.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So retail packaging, you put your price, how many ounces in your package, what your package cost per package,
Mm-hmm.
what your label cost is. These are just
Mm-hmm.
two different examples. These are not accurate now, but again, these
Okay.
are just examples. and then what your delivery cost is. So only what I figure up here, I don't figure labor at because that's labor would be over there.
Okay.
If I'd figure out delivery costs, like, okay, so if you do a delivery route, how much did it cost you to deliver that in fuel cost? You know, you can figure out a mileage or whatever you want
Yeah.
to do, but you can put a delivery cost in here if you need to,
Okay. Okay.
because that is a factor. That is a factor.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
And then that will give you your total profit per package here. So in
Okay.
this example, this pea package at 2 ounces would be a profit of $4.15 per
Okay.
package.
Mike, and tell me about the prices. So I was just looking around, like just the grocery stores and like, what
Mm-hmm.
other people are selling. So they are usually, so I'm looking at the five, it's mostly like a good for retail, the $5. But my question is, some of the companies do it like per gram, selling grams or ounces. Like, is there any preference or doesn't really matter?
Typically, what we found in our research when we started was the typical was somewhere around 2 to 3 ounces per package.
Okay.
In this area anyway, that's what people were selling.
Okay.
The one that was more ounces, they like it was doing all mixes. He was
Okay.
doing so it was mostly peas and a little bit of broccoli.
Okay.
And like what I mean a little bit, it's like a whoop, there we go. And he calls it
Okay.
broccoli microgreens mix. You know,
Okay. Gotcha.
um so there's no hard set.
Okay.
But definitely definitely around 2 ounces seems like we just want to try to keep it around a $5 to $6 price point that's easy for people to buy, right?
Yes.
If you go
So
more, you
this
go
will
in
be
four or
those
five ounces, you're
24 ounces containers, right?
yes, that two
Okay. And
ounces
then
of
you fit
microgreens
that.
go into.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay. I would just do the ounces because I noticed like they're selling in the same package and then they're just selling, okay, the broccoli is going to be, I don't know, some this much grams, but like the more expensive one is going to be the same price, but it's going
Yeah.
to be a little bit less or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I try to keep everything the same, right?
The same. Yes. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally get it. Okay.
But that's me, you know, it's your
Yep.
business, you can do. All right, and then restaurants. So in the restaurant
Okay.
area is a slightly different because we sell by the ounce to the restaurants, but we usually four ounces and 8 ounces is what we typically do with them.
Okay. So it's way more. Okay.
Yeah, but I put an example, just an ounce here, just so we can simple math.
Mm-hmm.
So say you're selling that same pea to the restaurant at $2.50 per ounce. Um,
So you're doing the same price because if it's 1 ounce
yep,
for 250, and then on the retail you have 2 ounces for
yep.
five.
The restaurant is the end user as well, right?
So it's
That's
the
not
same price.
same price typically.
Gotcha.
It
Okay.
may be a little bit more depending on like if it's a fancier product or whatever else, but yeah.
Okay.
And that's where you get
Okay.
into the difference with ounces and stuff like that. But
So no discounts here.
no discounts here.
Okay.
So you do your packaging. Obviously, your packaging cost can be lower here because you can put 8 ounces in like a 64 ounce, 32 ounce, and a 64-ounce container.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Your package cost could actually be lower here than you do retail because you're doing one package for a lot of ounces.
Gotcha. Have you sell them in the bags, like a plastic bags?
No.
Okay.
I do not recommend that because a plastic bag gets open tore and then it sets in a
Oh,
cooler open and then your product goes bad and they're like, your product always goes bad. Well, it's not
gotcha.
my fault. You left it
Yeah.
open all week, you know,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Do you oh yeah, and then it's those clamshells, they really like they're really tight.
Yeah.
Do you use like a food
Tamper
grade
resistant.
silica? Yeah, like the inside of the packages?
Oh no, we harvest dry, so you
Okay.
don't need that. We
Okay.
we we have product that lasts in grocery stores without that for 3-4 weeks, but about 3 weeks. We don't let it go past 3 weeks in there
Did
because
those microgreens can last that long?
yes,
Oh my gosh. So you what I remember on the one of the videos, I didn't watch all of them because there's a lot of them, but
yes, there
I'm
is.
slowly going there. You said when you're harvesting them, you 24 hours, you water 24 hours last, and then 24 hours after you trim them. Is that correct?
We don't water within 24 hours of harvesting. So like if we're
Okay.
gonna harvest today, say at 12:30, right?
Uh-huh.
I would not water. I had to water before 12:30 yesterday.
Okay. Okay. So it has to be the 24 hours without watering.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Got
So
to
I got it right. Okay.
That
I'm
way,
sorry.
typically, as long as you're not overwatering and you're watering correctly, and that's a game figuring out everything. But then you'll have dry microgreens to harvest, so you won't be wet. So there's no need to have that package, that silicone package in there for drying. To me, it's just another cost. It's another
Yeah.
plastic. It's another thing that I don't really want in there.
Okay.
Try to use as little of that stuff as possible.
Okay. Okay.
And then that way, and it, like I said, like anything like peas, sunflowers is 3 weeks easily. We pull it
Mhm.
after 3 weeks, but we
Wow.
manage the shelf where it's not in there that long.
Wow.
Stuff that's a little bit more fragile, it's like a 2 week thing. So
Okay. When you deliver to, like, let's say restaurants, chefs, do you deliver usually you cut them the same day or the day before and then you deliver to them like those fresh ones? Is that like a also good marketing strategy, right?
yes, we actually harvest on Mondays,
Mondays,
and
okay.
then we deliver on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So
Okay,
some
okay.
of them are
And the
48
restaurants
hours,
are
but
good with
that's
this?
yeah, the 48-hour ones are all the grocery stores. Not all the grocery stores, but they're mostly grocery stores with one restaurant in that route.
Okay.
And no issues whatsoever.
Oh, that's interesting because I was like, my friend used to do the microgreens here and not far, and she
Mhm.
she sold her business, but she was saying like, oh, you have to deliver to the restaurants on Fridays. And I'm
Oh
like,
no.
but I have a hockey travel with my son Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah, no, we've never had any issues with the restaurants.
Wow, okay,
And
good.
actually, they
That's
open up here. They most of our restaurants are closed Sunday and Monday,
oh yeah,
and then they
okay.
open up on Tuesday, so they get to start the week off with fresh
These are
produce,
fresh
fresh
cars. Okay,
microgreens. So they
okay,
like it more so.
okay, okay,
Then
good.
they get it on Friday. Then they got to carry it over 2 days that they're closed, and
Yeah, yeah, okay, makes sense. Okay, perfect. Okay, awesome. This is so helpful.
I don't understand the Friday rule at restaurant. I argued this with like you've seen some podcasts probably with that had with Andy and stuff like that. And they were all like, you have to deliver on Friday. I'm like, no, you don't. Restaurants are open other days. Like, so if somebody on Tuesday gets a 5 day old
So,
product,
so
but somebody on
Mike,
Friday
I
gets a
think
fresh
what
one.
it's so it's like yeah, and I was like, that's not gonna work because I can probably do Thursday delivery, but like
Yeah.
Friday, it's like I'm a Friday morning, but sometimes I have to travel with my son,
Yeah.
and that's not gonna work. And she's like, nope, you have to, like, absolutely have to. But then if they last for so long,
Yeah.
fresh, then I don't mean that. I mean, just one day here, one day here, it doesn't
Yeah.
really
It
make
doesn't
so much
matter.
difference. Yeah.
Only people I think that are worried about doing that is people who aren't growing a well enough product that's going to last for a week.
Mm,
That's the way I view that when they say that
yes,
you
maybe
have to
that's
do
what it
that.
is. And she also told me about the silicone. So
Yeah.
she probably, yeah, was maybe packaging them wet.
There's a lot of misinformation in the world.
I know. Yes, I figured it out already.
Unfortunately, but there is different ways of doing things, but um, from our experience, and I don't know if you know background, I was a restaurant manager, owner,
Yes,
director of
I remember
operations, all
that.
that.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, then no restaurant has a problem. You get produce all the time. Like you don't wait till Friday to get your produce. Actually, that's the
Okay.
worst time as a restaurant to get something. That's one of your
Okay.
busier days. You're prepping, you're doing all this stuff, you're getting ready for the weekend. You're getting,
Wow. Okay.
to
Okay.
me,
Makes
I
sense.
don't want a delivery on a Friday. I
Okay.
hate Friday deliveries.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Good. I'm glad that you said.
But people that don't work in restaurant think, oh, well, you got to get it fresh on the weekends.
Yeah.
Anyway, so wholesale pricing. So this would be more so like if you're going to grocery stores or you're giving it to somebody else, it's going to be selling it to somebody else, right?
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
giving it to the end user. So obviously you're going to get somewhere around a 30 to 40% discount here.
Okay.
So like our microgreens now at this point we sell them at 350 to the grocery store, and
Mhm.
they roughly give somewhere around 550 to $6 is what they're selling them at the grocery
Yes.
stores.
Okay. Okay.
So just keep that in mind when you're doing that. But again, you're getting more products, right? You're selling
Yes.
20 to 30 per grocery store, maybe 100. We've got some grocery stores go through 100 packets a week versus
Oh, wow.
just
Are
a
you
few.
just doing it when you're with your wife? That's it?
Me, my wife, and one kid. That's it.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
And we do the coaching and we do YouTube and I do
I
other things.
know. I know. You guys like, what battery are you using?
Again,
Wow.
I came from restaurant world, so that was 80 hours working for somebody else. So
Yes.
This is
I
like,
totally get
feel
it.
like part-time.
Awesome. Awesome. Oh, that's great.
All
Okay.
right, so that's the sheet. You got any other questions on it?
No, this is great.
Okay.
I love sheets. I was analyst for a while for healthcare, so that's great.
I love spreadsheets. My wife makes fun of me all the time because I can make a spreadsheet and for everything.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I
I
love
do
them.
like to, yeah. Otherwise, if I don't have it written down somewhere or like on the spreadsheet, it will be a tough thing for me. Yeah.
And the other thing that you get in there as well is the budgeting sheet. It's very, very basic, but
Okay.
for somebody starting out, it could be good.
Okay.
Like this is your sales, so you can like whatever you're delivering to people, you can
Okay.
put their name in
Yep.
there, and it'll keep track of how much you're getting for the
Okay.
month, the week,
Okay.
all that stuff.
Okay.
And then you can put all your bill stuff in here as well.
Okay.
So it's going
Perfect.
to keep track of that for you too. So you don't have to go get a QuickBook program or a fancy program right at the beginning.
No. Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
recommend that at some point, but in the beginning you don't need it. You just keep track of your basic things to make sure you're
Okay.
making money because there is a lot more to it than just growing the tray.
Okay. And then, Mike, do you have, and I notice on your videos that you have like a big whiteboard and
Oh,
then you're tracking. So you're tracking like the times, the germinations, like how much ounces you take per tray and all this stuff, right? You track that still?
that's what we used to do.
Okay.
So
But I should probably do it with like in the
I
beginning,
started
right?
with the whiteboard,
Okay.
and then it got very, very complicated with the whiteboard because we got busier and busier. So then I went to a spreadsheet
Okay.
to do it with, and then I moved from spreadsheet to seed leaf program on
Oh,
a
yeah, you
computer.
mentioned it. Yeah, I remember now. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
So
we
now
went
you're
to that
using
way.
the seed leaf application.
And you could probably get
Application.
the seed leaf. I got links on that, but up to a certain amount, it's free. Certain
Oh,
number
okay.
amount of trays, it's free, and you're obviously not going to be there right now. And if you can start with that and grow into it, I do recommend that away since it's available.
Okay. I
None
will
of them
try
things were
that.
available when we started, so we had to make our own stuff.
Do you have like a affiliate link? So if I
I
will
do,
join
I
it,
do.
okay, if you can send it to me, that would be
Yeah, I
great.
will send it to you. I'll message it
Okay.
to you. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so that's perfect. Okay, that answered my questions. That's great. So yeah, the budgeting. How big samples did you give like to chefs? Like did you give like the 24 ounces?
I'm going to give them exactly what I want them to buy, right? When I give them
Okay.
their first sample of it. So if I go
Okay.
with a sample of broccoli, I'm bringing
Okay.
in 8 ounces probably the first time. I want, because then I get them to use it, right, all week long. So it's
Hmm.
sitting on their shelf. They see it there. It becomes like, oh yeah, we got them to go get.
Hmm.
And then they
Okay.
get used to using it. So when you show back up, they're like, yeah, hey man, yeah, I need some more of that because we ran out of it
Okay.
at da da da.
Okay. Okay.
So you get them used to using it. Plus, they see it on their shelf and everything else. They know what they're going to get. They're not surprised. You
Yes.
brought a
Okay.
little one package in, and they're like, "Oh, we're going to get that. I can just set it here." And then you bring in a big package when they buy 8 ounces. And they're like, "Oh, I didn't expect I was getting that."
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Have it simple, not
Yes.
confusing.
You need to make things very simple for chefs because they got
Yes,
20 other things going on in their head. How
I
pretty
know.
they're going to make that dish.
Okay. So if you are a chef, like do you recommend like learning like the I don't know the flavor profiles or what you can do with this if you like go and talk to them
The
or
chef's going to know,
they
and you
will know.
don't
Okay.
want to act like you know more than he knows because they're very
Okay.
particular about that.
I don't know anything, so
Yes. You want to say, "Hey, I seen this on your website or on your Facebook or your Instagram, and I think this would go great with that.
Okay.
What do you think?" Like, and just leave
Yeah.
it kind of open for them to come back and ask questions or say something.
Okay.
And then they know you're looking at their products, right? They know you
Hmm.
follow them, stuff like that. So that's the other thing I could say, like, get an Instagram. If you don't have a business Instagram, get a business Instagram, start
Hmm.
posting, even in the beginning where you're at, start posting
Okay.
pictures of your trays, your harvesting, all the stuff.
Okay. Okay.
One thing is going to document it for you so you can look back years later and be like, look where I was at.
I
Uh,
know. Yeah.
and then, um, and then the chefs will see it. They'll look you up, all that stuff. Make sure you're
Okay.
legit. You're not just
Okay.
applied by night. A lot of the chefs around here got burnt by microgreen people. They would say they're delivering to them, and then they didn't show up one week, and then they show up 2 weeks
Okay.
later, and they
Mhm.
got their product. And they're like, wait a minute, where were you last week? I needed the stuff then. I don't need it now, kind of
Oh,
thing.
wow.
So they're going to test you and make sure that you're going to show back up. So that's usually the reason why follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up
Okay.
works with the cells.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
Okay.
it happens. So
Okay. Did you okay, so do you create like a brochure in the beginning to like educate people? Like, I don't know, like even like the chefs, it's like, oh, look, this is like, I don't know, the chef will know, but like for like, you go to a farmer's market, right? And then, oh, take a pamphlet or something. This is
yes,
okay.
we have a fresh sheet that we take in
Okay.
for sure. I will show you what it looks like.
Okay, awesome.
It's over in our main coaching. I'll share this screen. We do share all this stuff over the main coaching,
Okay,
so
so and then
everything.
if you in the end, if you can just tell me like the difference, because I think you have like multiple different things
Yeah,
there.
like this is the restaurant's fresh sheet here.
Oh, okay.
So this is what you would go send to a restaurant. Now this is, obviously we have a lot more products at this point, but
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
so you put, you break it out like shoots. These are more shoots. These are microgreens and then mixes.
Oh,
And
okay.
break it down to especially gourmet herbs and stuff,
Okay.
But obviously this grew over time.
Yes, I
But
mean, in
we,
my mind will be just a couple.
yeah, and it'll grow over time.
Yes,
And then you put whatever you're going to deliver at for 8 ounces, and then your price in here. You want to
gotcha.
keep it as simple as possible
Okay,
for the chefs so they can read it simply, know what the
okay,
cost is, and then you want to give them information down here like, you got to order by Friday the 12th at 12 p.m. because that's when we plant is Fridays. So we need to know for 2 weeks from now what they need, right?
okay, okay.
So unless
Yeah.
they're on a standing order, which I highly recommend getting them on a standing order. But at the
Oh,
beginning, if
like a
their first
subscription
order,
almost. Okay.
they're probably not going to be.
Mm-hmm.
All products are grown fresh to order. You want to have that on there. And then initially orders can take up to 10 to 21 days.
Mm-hmm.
So they understand that if they order beets, it's going to be 21 days before I
Okay.
can get it for you, kind of thing.
Okay.
Um, and then down at the bottom, you can see, give them a phone number to call or text, and then
Mm-hmm.
an email address to send to too.
Okay. So in the beginning, Mike, how did you set it up? Did you just like use like Venmo and like checks or like in the beginning?
Typically restaurants there's two different types. They're going to pay you with a check when you show up,
Okay.
or they're going to send you a check in the mail 14 to 20 days later.
Okay. Okay.
And that's the way
Can you
I
do
usually
like
want a
can
check
you
from
do they
them.
have credit cards? Like the restaurants, would they have credit cards or
Typically, no. None of the ones we deal with, they all just pay online. Like we have some now that because we have QuickBooks, they can just scan the QR code on their invoice and pay online
okay.
immediately. But when we first set up, it was all by checks. We never had anybody. We had a
Okay.
couple restaurants that pay by cash when we show up, which is
Okay.
good too.
Okay.
We like
I
that.
probably will start that in the beginning. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
gonna be
Don't make it
overnight, but
complicated. Just
yes.
you want to ask them how they want to handle it,
Gotcha.
and then you try to make accommodations best you can for them because you want to make it easy on them, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
don't give them any way to say no.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay, perfect. All right. So labels,
Yep.
Mike. So what needs to be included, or I don't know if you have a video. I didn't get to that video yet. The labels, what needs to be included, and so I don't get like, into jail
You're
with
good.
my portraits. You know, like what needs to be included? Do you like put like need to be used by something like that too?
We don't use a use by date at
Okay.
all.
Okay.
It's produce. You're not required to do that
Okay.
almost
Okay.
everywhere.
Okay.
We do put a Julian date. So like we use like the egg counter. So like today is 25/0/74. So it's the 74th day of the year of
Okay.
25. So 25th
Oh,
year and what day of the year it is when we harvest it.
okay.
So we only put the harvest date on there. You start putting expiration dates on it. The product, like if you put a 2 week one, but you got a pea, you go in the grocery store and it's still really good. It's still very edible. Like, but you got to get rid of it because you got an expiration date on it.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
Or if you put a harvest date, people are going to think it's an expiration date, and then they're going to be like, "Oh, your product's
Oh,
old all the time," but you just harvest it. So
okay.
it
Can you
gets
say
confusing
like
for people.
harvested or just
People don't read that closely.
okay,
They're
okay.
going to see a date on it and be like, "Oh, that's old," and move
So
on.
you're going by like the date, like the number of the date in the year.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. And then the year, the 25 or
Yeah.
like
25 or whatever year it is. Yeah.
okay, cool. And
Yeah.
then do you have to I know that you have to include like water like wash before eating or something like that.
Yes. Yes. You have to include wash before eat. Let me,
Do I have to do it if I like give those to the restaurant?
no, I do not.
Okay.
We tell the restaurants that they're supposed to wash it before they use it, but we also tell them we grow it all indoors in a clean environment. We harvest above the soil line. You make your own decision.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then that takes the liability off of you.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So long as you verbally let them know, you're good. In a grocery store, you have to put like, or for label for retail or whatever else,
Yes, yes.
any retail, you got to
Okay.
put like keep refrigerated, wash before eating.
Mm-hmm.
Biggest thing is I learned in the very beginning also is, which I didn't know at first, but may contain seed hulls, just in case a seed got in there.
Uh-huh.
Say like a sunflower seed got in there, something, you didn't get it off, you get it in there, somebody bites into it, they're mad, they ate a seed. Well, it's on the package that it may contain seed hulls.
Gotcha.
Sorry that it
Oh,
was
okay.
in there, kind of
So
thing.
those are more kind of like the grocery stores and those kind
Even to customer farmers market.
customers, farmers market. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but when you do with the chefs, it can be just like the package and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Package, name on the package, contact
Yeah.
information could possibly,
Okay.
um, just so the health department, if they come in, they know where it came from,
Gotcha.
kind of
Gotcha.
thing.
Okay. Yes. Okay. And then you said you're using just the labels. Those are just the paper labels, like the
They're the Avery labels that are 6 by 6 on a page.
okay.
Yep.
Oh, okay. And then you're just printing it through on your printer. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, because some of the labels are so
Oh yeah,
expensive, and I'm like, this is
don't.
great.
Even at our level of what we're, I still are printing labels because, like, here, we get Illinois product on our label from
Yeah.
the ag department because we do it here. They changed the program and went to an Illinois grown product,
Uh-huh.
so we could change the labels fast. So out of everybody in the state of Illinois, we're the first one to have that on our package. And
Oh,
then what's the ag department doing? They're taking pictures of all our products. They're putting all that on their social media.
okay.
Because we can make changes fast. So just little things like that you don't think about, like, oh yeah, because we can print them.
Yeah.
Everybody
Okay.
else has got to wait a year because they got so many labels.
I know. Yeah. They have to reuse those. Okay.
And then you got that inventory just sitting there, which drives me nuts. It's this money sitting on a shelf.
Yes. Yes. I mean, makes sense. So I don't know if you have anything else to tell me, but my last question would be, so, like I'm like, I just growing for trays. The ones are good. The sunflowers not looking so good. So, so what should I focus on? Like I would like to turn it into a business at some
Hmm.
point. Maybe grow beautifully like you guys do. Maybe not, whatever. Okay. But I want to take it to the next level, but I'm
Yep.
in a level like a ground level
Yeah,
right now.
yeah,
So
yeah.
what do I need to focus on? Like what, like if you have 3 or 5 things, just focus on this now.
Um, Getting your grows down. You said you're a problem with sunflowers, so definitely focus on that.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you can grow them properly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and getting good photos. Make sure you're
Photos.
documenting
Okay.
everything, putting photos. If you're making food out of them,
Mm-hmm.
using them in your food. Take pictures of your food before you eat, which is somewhat annoying because my wife's always taking pictures of food, and then I get it 5 minutes later. But that's part of the business, right?
Okay.
And then put them out on your Instagram. Make sure you have an instant business Instagram,
Okay.
business Facebook. Um, don't necessarily need a website, but maybe eventually.
Yeah.
Um, get a way to take money.
Mm-hmm.
However you need to do that. Make sure you have a way to take money when somebody wants to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, are you planning on going to farmers markets?
I think I don't I listened to your video about like the niche and like the whole marketing and all the
Yeah.
stuff, and what it circulates into my head, just pick one, just
Yep.
pick one.
Yeah.
And I, to be honest with you, I don't know. I have kids, and my kids eat very well, but I know there's like picky eater everywhere, and
Yeah. Yeah.
that would be just a great sales. I mean, I live in the community with a lot of people, just like big communities of pretty health conscious people. So I was like,
Yeah.
that would be good. But I'm like, I don't see myself driving like all day long to delivering them.
Yeah.
Not sure about this. We have a beautiful, huge grocery store, but it's all local stuff. So I was like, I mean, they can just be my own
Yeah.
customer,
Maybe
you
that's
know?
all you need. Yeah.
But I do need to first train myself to grow them properly to have
Yes.
that. So eventually I will probably hit them, but I'm like, you know, seeing opportunities. There's a lot of like we are like on the Amish countryside, you know,
Okay.
slash
Yeah.
city.
Hmm.
So there's just so much things, like so many restaurants building. Like there's just so much stuff growing here. So
Nice.
there's absolutely possibility that I could
Okay.
even like in my backyard have
Yeah.
restaurants to be delivered. So I figured like that's something that maybe I should start with that. But I will go to farmers market and see because I don't really know if they even have microgreens there
Yeah.
or you know? So I would probably this weekend just do my market
Yeah.
search there.
Do your guerrilla marketing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go out and check. Yeah. Because it's going to depend on what path you want to go and what
Mhm.
niche what you should do beyond them steps. Growing, putting stuff out on the internet, what you're
Yeah.
doing, and way to take money. So when somebody gets a hold of you, you can
Yes.
take money.
Yeah.
Um, so if you're going restaurant wise, obviously we
Hmm.
need to start getting some more colorful microgreens going.
Hmm.
More like the
I do
beets,
have a
red cabbage.
kohlrabi, like the purple kohlrabi.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
So that's what I got.
Yeah.
I just love kohlrabi. Kohlrabi is
Yeah.
such a Polish vegetables, and we eat
Yeah.
it all the time. And so I love that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, the color and you know, so I can tell you. So I grew up in Poland, and I was raised, and I got my master in actually horticulture
Oh,
university. So
nice.
it's funny. I ended up in healthcare and now a holistic approach, whatever. But I'm back to my farmers. So I really love it. But I feel like yeah, just hopping from house to house. I don't see it myself because you know my kids are have so much stuff after the school, and it's just I don't know if this is what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But just having a relationship with chefs, I totally could do it. You know.
So I listen to you talk because I think that's the way you probably want to go as the chefs.
Hmm.
So I would start making sure like you can sell broccoli, peas, sunflowers,
Hmm.
purple kohlrabi. You can start there with chefs, right? You don't have to
Okay.
be having everything right away. You can grow into that stuff as you start building relationships and seeing what they need.
Hmm.
Um, so you definitely can do that right away and start going down that realm. So getting the right packaging that you want to get for them, getting your
Hmm.
fresh sheet going, make sure you get
Okay.
that up and everything else so you can hand it to them, and
Okay.
then keep growing and keep doing your marketing on your social media. Which this
Okay.
is posting pictures. You don't have to pay for marketing, just posting
Yes.
stuff,
Yes.
tagging other restaurants in it, going and commenting on chefs'
Okay.
Instagrams or
Okay.
restaurants. Not as as your business Instagram, but not trying to sell them.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
hey, that great looking product, blah blah blah, whatever. Or
Okay.
if you ate there, hey, I ate there last night. It was amazing, whatever.
Okay.
You know,
Okay. Okay.
you don't have to sell on there. You can sell
Yes.
without
Okay.
selling, right?
Okay.
Um, so that's where I would go if I was you and you're going to focus on restaurants.
Okay. Okay. I think that's, I mean, I have like, you know, my kids go to one little tiny schools and, you know, there's like maybe 40 kids in there. So I'm sure like just telling them like, oh, every Thursday I can deliver fresh microgreens. I'm sure there's at least five of them they will take it.
Yeah.
So I will start that to just,
Well,
you
yeah,
know,
that would be a great place for you to trial and error, right?
yes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay, so
with
I think
them.
that's what I'm gonna do. Like I will. And then can you tell me? So when people say the growth, that if from 10 to 12 days, like usually it's like 7 to like, do you count this from like the germination, the moment you seed them?
So the day you seed them is day 0.
Zero. Okay.
Then the first day under germination is the next day.
Ah,
So
okay,
like
okay.
you plant on Friday, say.
Yes.
Monday we're pulling them out of germination. So it's Saturday's day 1, Sunday's day 2, day 3 we're pulling them out of germination.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
That was
Gotcha.
one of the biggest things I had to learn because I was like,
Yeah, I
that's day
was like,
1,
how do you
not
count
day 0.
it? Like Lorraine was saying, like, no, it's just only the third day. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, like, how is it the third day? I thought it was the fifth day. Okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Seeding
Okay.
is day 0. Just always remember that and you'll be able to count from there.
Okay. And then so the harvest time, so those first leaves, you know, and then those real leaves, or I don't know
The
what do you
true
call it,
leaves.
the true leaves. Yeah, I gotta like translate all of this because I learn in Polish, not in
Yeah.
English,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
my
I understand.
gardening stuff. But so then you harvest them when the true leaves are
On
out.
most of them, you want to get them like sunflowers. You want to get it before the true leaf, right?
Yes,
When that true leaf pops out, it's going to start getting bitter.
yes,
As a
okay,
micro. So just right before the true leaf comes is when you want to harvest it. For
okay,
us, is around right at 10 days.
okay, okay,
Um, and that's the ultimate time to harvest sunflowers. Everything else, like if a broccoli goes and gets a true leaf, yeah, that's when you want to start harvesting. You know, like the smaller ones when they actually get some volume and a true leaf in them and stuff. You want to harvest them
okay,
there.
okay,
Almost everything else is when the true leaf comes up.
okay, okay. So I guess I just gotta play with that and making sure that I'm like actually harvesting in the
And
right.
taste them, right?
Yes,
You
yeah,
know, so if you taste them and they taste good,
yeah,
it's a good day to
okay.
harvest.
Okay. So with my my trace when I because I they didn't lift as some of the videos I'm seeing. The first one they did lift pretty nicely, but the one on the middle they didn't.
Okay.
But when I lifted them, they were all crunched up. So they were very long, like the stems were very long, but they were like this.
Yeah.
Is that
They're tr-
normal?
yeah, because they're trying to find a way to go, right? So
Okay, so but I was thinking like, oh, you know, I should, or maybe I didn't lift the lid, or I it was just too late, or I just left them for too long. Could that be also
it
be?
could be possible like, if you could damage them if you leave like say broccoli for 5 days germination. You're probably going to damage them. They're probably going to burn up,
Okay.
and they're not going to grow correctly. But typically, I mean, if you're 3 to 4 days on them,
Yeah.
typically 3 days for broccoli, you're gonna be fine because they want to start pushing and trying to find their way, right? They're looking for
Yeah.
light.
Yeah.
They're gonna go look for light. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to find wherever the
Okay.
light is at. So they should be fine. Shouldn't have an issue with that at all. With that,
Okay. And then one more question with you know, the liability. So when, you know, like right now I'm just like feeling the waters. Would you recommend me getting liability even if I'm just like feeling the waters with even I don't even have a customer and I'm just trying and giving those, would you recommend me getting the liability insurance or anything else?
off the record,
Yeah.
no. Uh,
Okay. I mean, I know
um,
I have another business, so
technically, if
I've
you're
done
selling
weird
food to somebody and they're purchasing it, you're supposed to have liability insurance in case something happens.
okay.
Microgreens are so low risk,
Yeah, because
like
it's just yeah.
that I wouldn't worry about it in the beginning. We didn't worry
Okay.
about it for the first few months of us
Yeah.
growing until we actually were starting to make some sales.
Okay. Okay.
Um, and then liability insurance is pretty cheap, but there's no
Mhm.
reason to spend money you don't necessarily need to either.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
but on the record, I'm supposed to probably tell you, yeah, you should have liability insurance if
Yes,
you're
I
selling
get it.
anything to anybody.
Yeah, okay, I get it. How much water do you put in the trays every day when they're growing under a light?
What I would recommend in the very beginning stages where you're at is to get a cup measurer.
Okay,
And we did 1 cup when we first started. So you put it in there
yeah,
and then you, okay, 1 cup. Okay, let's see what that does. Make sure it works well in your
okay,
environment.
okay.
Check in 12 hours, making sure that
Mhm.
everything's still standing up, nothing's drying out, the soil's not dry. If it is
Okay,
good, it is not too wet, you're at
okay.
the right stage, right? Fill it in the
Okay.
morning in 12 hours. If it's not
Hmm.
dry, again, it's just barely moist, just had just enough, plants, so that then you had the right amount of water. If you
Yeah.
didn't, you can increase it or you can lower it from there. But 1 cup is a good starting point.
Okay, okay, 1 cup. Yes, okay. All right, I will do that. And then the seeds, I got the ones that you recommended and the trays, and I'm gonna get the mash if I do more. Um let me see if there's anything else that I wanted to ask you. I don't know. I think.
Well, if it comes to mind, you can make a post in the group or you can send me a message.
Oh, and actually, I checked those coast of Maine
Uh-huh.
dirts,
Uh-huh.
and they're actually in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And you actually can go on the website and put your zip code,
Uh-huh.
and then it will tell you in which stores around they actually carry them.
Nice.
So I have actually stored like 5 minutes for me.
Oh,
That so
perfect.
I know. So this is all good. But anyways, I may just post this information
Yeah,
in
yeah. Let
the
everybody know. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
chat so they know too.
Yeah.
But anyway, Mike, thank you so much from the
Yes.
bottom of my heart. This is so great. Oh, can you just tell me very quickly about the programs that you run,
Okay. Yeah.
if you have a
Well,
minute?
the micro business coaching, yeah, that you're fine. Um, it's right now it's $60 a month and
Okay.
$500 a year.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's where you get more stuff annually. But I'm trying to share it. Well, let me share. There we go. Um, so this is the group.
Okay.
So obviously still has the same, community posting and stuff. Usually a little bit higher level stuff in here, but
Hmm.
then you have the classroom, the same. This is your getting started, which is similar to the other one, but
Oh, so it's like a course, like just to learn everything from like
it
one on
is. It's more than that. But
one. Okay.
the community is probably the biggest part. Then you get the coaching call replays. I put them first because I think them are the most important thing. Getting on the calls, Q&As, listening to everybody else talk and everything else is
Oh, okay. And this is like a once a month?
no. Actually, here I'll show you the calendar. So this is April's calendar just for calls. So
Oh,
we do
wow.
a group Q&A at 7 p.m. on Tuesdays, starting in April. We're changing the schedule up a little bit, but
Okay.
the annual members get once a month. We do just an annual members call, and that's the first
Okay.
Wednesday of the month. There
Okay.
at 6:30. The coffee chat, which is available for both, which you know about, and then
Mm-hmm.
we also do a Thursday at 1 p.m. call now. Where we're going to be starting. That gets people that are overseas or got work at evenings or whatever else. They'll have time to be on a Q&A as well.
Okay.
Anybody can join both of these, by the way.
Okay.
So that's kind of the new schedule going forward.
Okay.
So you have 2 Q&As a week, plus an
Mm-hmm.
annual membership once a month, where it's just the annual members that get together.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's awesome.
And then we
Okay.
also do all the grow alongs. If you can see back here, the
Mm-hmm.
beets and the basil grow alongs all through here for this month as
Also,
well.
you like teaching like how to be very specific in this particular plant.
Yeah, we get on Zoom and we grow along, right? The ideal is that you get the seeds, you get the tray, and you grow along with us, and then we can help with any mistakes or any errors as we
That's
grow. You
awesome.
can see exactly what we do in more detail than we could ever show on a YouTube video.
Gotcha. That's awesome.
And
Okay.
I don't know what next month is yet, but we will at
Yes.
least do one grow along every month. This month we
Okay.
did two, so
Okay. All right. Oh, that's fantastic. And then you said all the classes, right? Too.
yeah, you get
Those
all
are
you get all the classes. The marketing is only for annual. That's an annual membership one, but the grow along series, you get part of the group. The microgreen basic, this is the course, that you could get. So it's got all that stuff course
Oh,
wise that you can go
wow.
through.
Okay.
Business information, how to set your business up and stuff
Okay.
in there.
Okay.
Annual members also get a successful roadmap to success. This is also annual. This is where we meet 5 times a year to make sure your business is set up and it's going the right path.
Oh, okay. I feel like this is so important because if you're like all by yourself doing something that you've never done, but
Yes.
having the community is just fantastic.
Oh, it's huge. Yeah.
Okay.
And then you
Okay.
get all our resources, tools and tips, how to grow. Yeah, that's pretty
Okay.
much all in there.
Oh, wow. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Okay. So and it's the same platform, right?
It's the
Platform.
same exact platform. Yeah. Same
Okay.
exact platform.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Thank you
And
so much.
no,
So much,
no.
Mike. I really appreciate it. And yeah, let me know when you get ready to sell the popcorn to me.
Yes. And we're actually going to make on the business coaching side, which is going to a little bit weird microgreens, but everybody knows we do popcorn. So I'm going to show you guys all how I do the popcorn in there too. I'm going
Oh,
to make
that's
some
awesome.
videos and show you how to
That's
do that
awesome.
because
Yeah,
the more healthy stuff we can get to people, the better. That's what I'm
I know.
about. So
It's a and coming from different country, I can tell you like what we have here sometimes is just it just blows my mind what we
yeah,
eat.
what they allow us to eat. Yeah.
Yes, yes. What we have in the food. Yeah,
Yes.
it's my sister with her kids and my mom are coming in July, so I was like, I better start doing my sour bread because sourdough bread because my mom is not gonna eat the square bread.
Yeah, I love sourdough bread. we're getting a lot more people growing it around here, or growing it. I guess yeah, you're growing it,
Yeah,
making sourdough bread around here.
yeah.
So it's awesome. It's not
Okay.
something I have time to do, but I buy it from other people that do.
That's awesome. All right, thank you so much. I really
Yep.
appreciate it. We are going to be in touch for sure.
All right, and
All
I'll
right.
send you the copy to this video and everything else, so you'll have that.
Yes, and if you
That,
can
so
send me the affiliate link for the
seed leaf,
something, yeah.
yeah, seed leaf, yeah. I'll do
Okay.
that.
All right.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, very nice talking to you. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.